You are listening to High School 510, where sports is the plane, comedy is the pilot, and the sweet Jeeba is our jet fuel. Please sit back and enjoy the ride.
First time I asked somebody to pray for me, Lauren, this is no lie. It was my sophomore year of college. I went into the library because I saw these people carrying all this food into our dorm library. And I'm like, hey, what's this for? And they were like, we're having Campus Crusade for Christ. I was like, I like this. I'm going to join you guys next week, but I can't tonight because I got a date. And I said, pray for me because I'm trying to get some. No lie. And you know what? I realized those bastards must have prayed for me because I didn't get shit that night. And they prayed for me the opposite way. I didn't think about that. They were going to pray for me and my soul. I should have walked into the Satan worship room and said, can y'all motherfuckers pray for me? Because that's what I'm trying to do.
Satan, the devil, is a lie.
They did not. Those bastards prayed for me too well. I got nothing that night. I went home.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Nothing.
I got to be baptized after that.
I ended up joining them after that too. Campus Crusade for Christ.
So when you joined them, did they make you say,
I don't like men no more.
On that show yesterday with Joshua Self, he was like, man, you guys, we've been recording for almost 2 hours. You guys are still going strong. As he was trying to end it, and Jarrett,
he tried to kick us off his show like 5 times. He was like, all right.
I'm like, Jarrett, he said, but goodbye, man.
Jarrett he said goodbye like 5 times. Jarrett was like, well, I'll see you next week. And he was like, no, I mean goodbye.
That's hilarious. Yeah, like, I'm glad you brought that up because Jarrett's asking questions to us on someone else's show.
Yeah, he was asking us questions like, how do y'all feel about that? Dude was like, I gotta go.
I was like, he's going to host that series. Dude, he just took it on the show.
We still talking about Pedro's Closet, Blouse Studio?
Oh, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and find him. There he is. Hey, Jarrett, I'm back. Check it out. I'm leaving, nigga. I'm gone for the day. I love you. I respect you. If you need any jokes or commentary from me, ask Joshua Self. Because I'm tapped out. I got too much to do today. My son is turning into a fucking vegetable, Jarrett.
What happened?
I need to raise him. That's what happened, Jarrett. I've been spending a lot of my weekend hours doing this. I need to raise him.
YouTube is real, man. They'll take over.
Nah, man, Brandon.
No, he's trying to turn him into the little mini Neymar. That's what he's trying to turn him into.
That's right. We about to go play soccer. Love you. Ooh. Peace and blessings. Black power. Bye, man.
All right. Well, y'all ready to start the show?
We didn't start it yet?
Hey, man, we all here.
we even lost people. It took you so long, Jarrett.
It's like the Oregon Trail right now. Like we came with people, we lost the people.
Shit, like we went over Donner Pass, and we start eating people.
It's gonna be real funny when you start having kids, Jarrett. It's gonna be real weird. He's gonna have all the jokes.
Y'all gonna see. Hey, man, and I'm not gonna get mad if y'all make jokes about how ambiguously cultured my child looks.
No, we're gonna have to be a whole.
All right, Jared. I'm gonna find my ball this week, man. I'm gonna not go into that with you.
Yeah, Lauren. So a couple weeks ago, Ed was one of our guests on the show, and I made a joke about his baby, and as a responsible, dignified father, he stood up for his child, and I respect that. So Ed, I apologize if I affected and was disrespectful in that way. However, it was a joke from a place of real experience as me being a multicultural, multi-ethnic child, and understanding that sometimes you might not look. You look different. You look like different ethnicities sometimes.
But so what did you say about the man's child?
Nothing. I just asked. I thought she looked. I thought she looked like another ethnicity, and I just said why she looked like this ethnicity, and I thought it was funny, but it was.
Don't entangle this, Jared. Just speak facts.
I don't want to bring it back up.
Exactly what she don't look like.
So the other part of it that was even that just made it more annoying is the fact that. Like I've known Jared for a little while now. I think we shared some very intimate friendship moments together, and he has not met my daughter yet.
Yeah,
that's not really your friend then.
COVID happened. I get some of that.
Your daughter's a baby.
Like a baby.
She's a baby.
Oh, okay.
She was born in December, and so there's like a few months. And so then when he just starts to pull out these jokes, I'm like, nah, you can't do that, man. You ain't seen her in person. You can't.
It's too soon.
Yeah, man.
See, Ed, I want to apologize too for not meeting your daughter either, even though she's born pre-COVID. But the thing is, Ed, I don't fuck around with babies until they can hold their own necks up.
Oh, so you just threw yourself in front of the bus, though, Aaron, because you live like 3 minutes away from me. Literally.
Yeah, I told you why, though. They don't mess around till they can support their necks. That's the reason why I ain't raised my own kids.
Please don't be offended. He hasn't met none of my kids. I've been around him since he was 12.
Thank you, Pedro.
You know what? Pedro got a strong neck, but his kids don't.
Member of the Roots passed away this week, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He in heaven or hell.
Yep.
You know where you going. I just want you to be aware.
Where's he at? He must be in hell. I ain't like the Roots either.
1,000%, that's where you belong.
You don't like the Roots. That's blasphemy.
I don't hate the Roots. I don't hate them. I just don't like. I'm just not a big fan. I'm not like, the rest of the people, because Pedro, you remember that second album of them where it sounded like they were just banging on instruments?
Because they were playing the instruments, Aaron.
It sounded like they was banging on the trombones and trumpets. It sounded like when Pedro played for the Crenshaw High Band.
So now you insult me and the Roots.
All I know is Aaron don't like nothing harder than Nate Dogg hooks.
Man can sing some hooks. He in heaven right now. He in heaven. He keeping R. Kelly's seat warm. Waiting for him.
Well, Lauren, I need a letter.
A.
Okay. Aquaminius St. Brown. Aquemini Aberzabajan. Aberzabajan. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us on the Instagram, the YouTube, and the Twitter at High Score 510. And you can also email the show at highscore510.fans@gmail.com. And we are here with...
This is Aaron Grayson III, known as AG3. I ain't coming at you fast this week because I'm up here in the peanut gallery and nobody showed up early. I never knew that was racist term. It was racist because the black people had to sit upstairs at like the events that had studio seating. They had to sit like up in the balcony, so they called it the peanut gallery because all the black people's up there.
So it's eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a Negro by his toe. Mm-hmm. Anyways, here's your soundbite, Aaron.
I feel good about what we've been doing with the Lakers. I knew that in my heart that we had tampered with it, but at the same time, we were warned. We did cross a line that we shouldn't have crossed. And so Adam Silver did his job. I take full responsibility because I'm the president of basketball.
Can I get him on the ballot with Kanye?
And we are also here with...
Hey, what's going on? This is Brandon, a.k.a. Taco Pablo. Yeah, man, at me if you know any new taco spots in the Bay.
And we are here with...
Hello, everybody. It's your friendly trucker, Captain P-Funk, and I'm also selling fine apparel out of Joy's Closet. This is Joy's Linen. You can buy each piece for just name your price.
And I ain't playing, nigga.
They really are for sale.
That's Pinky from Friday.
And we are here with our special guest today.
Oh, I'm Lauren, a.k.a. Boogie. That's it.
All right. Come on, roll it down. Here we go. Come on, baby. I'll get your best shot. I'll get your best shot. All right. Come on, baby. Shake it up. Call it right. 5 is the point. 5? It's 9, man. Excuse me. I got something in my eye.
Get it the fuck out your eye, you blind motherfucker. Roll it down.
I ain't gonna beat too many more motherfuckers, yeah?
That was a great movie.
That's a classic movie.
And we are here. We have a special fly on the wall today. Adarius is out, but we have a fly on the wall.
What's up? It's Ed. Don't call me Ed Edward Hill. It's here to kick it and to call it the shit as I see it.
He had sex with my mama.
Oh, shit. All right. And my name is Jarrett, a.k.a. DJartt, with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jartt.
Once you have a man with no legs, you never go back, baby.
Never go back. Jarrett, you playing all these great sound bites from this from great black movies. I'm happy you don't have none from New Jack City.
Oh, that's what Pedro, send me some links so I can find some sound bites from New Jack City.
Yeah. I just made my daughters watch that.
Me and Pedro talk about this. We both like New Jack City. We like it, but tell
there's proof. That's the black side of you. You had to make them watch, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Every black person is like, yeah, hey, you gotta watch. It's the anthem.
I did. I made when my daughter
black.
had knee surgery. I made her watch Coming to America. And she was like, this is slow. Can we change? I was like, no.
So tell me this then. Because so many, like Pedro said, so many black people we grew up with are like, man, New Jack City, man, that's the number one black movie. It's someone, shout out to Keegan, asked me a question this week. He said, what movie, if you were to tell somebody that shows a part of the black experience, which movie would it be? It can either be deep or non-deep. Juice. There you go.
Juice. That was a good one.
Juice.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
What if they, instead of playing the Black National Anthem at all the NFL games, they just started, playing the theme song from New Jack City instead?
I think I would like the one from Juice as the national anthem, man. Like Juice, I got enough to go around. With Rakim and Eric B, man, that's like the perfect. To me, that would be the black anthem that I would want played.
Okay.
But it'd depend on who's doing the New Jack City one. Like, is it Eddie Levert doing it or Gerald Levert?
Probably Sean Levert, the one that never sang.
Well, Eddie,
the one that died first.
Gerald did. Is Eddie still alive?
Eddie outlived his son. He outlived his son.
That is crazy.
I wouldn't want none of the 3 Leverts. I want the one dude that was in a group that wasn't a Levert singing it.
I know who you're talking about. Don't nobody know his
the one
name,
skinny dude. You knew he wasn't Levert because he was a skinny dude. Right now, I'm about 15 pounds away from being a Levert. We get shut down completely again, I'll be real close to being a Levert. I can't sing, so I'm just gonna lie to all the ladies.
You gonna Milli Vanilli them?
I'm gonna get Eddie's leftovers.
I always knew that one liked me.
Question of the day, guys. Question of the day. Would you be willing to sign a petition to have a General Butt Naked biopic made featuring Delroy Lindo as General Butt Naked?
I would sign that, but I don't want I don't want Delroy Lindo's General Butt Naked. I want him as like another warlord that he's fighting, right? Because then that would be crazy. And I would want General Butt Naked played by like Wesley Snipes. A Wesley Snipes type. He ain't gotta be Wesley Snipes, but he gotta be Wesley Snipes type. Like he gotta be dark, Don't show up with no light-skinned brothers, no Michael B. Jordan.
No Terrence Howard.
No old ass Will Smith. Yeah, no Terrence Howard. No shit like that, man. Get me a dark brother. I'm tired of seeing light-skinned brothers with green eyes play African people. I'm tired of it.
No, they like to have the light skins play the Africans so that the light skins can feel like,
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
Come on.
I would like Jediah to play.
You gotta give people context of who General Butt Naked is.
You mean
That's
Jadina?
what I was saying. Is that what he said?
Jediah? I don't know, but he's from Nigeria, so.
You don't know who General Butt Naked. Oh, the classic man dude who looked like Keenan Allen? Come on, bro. He like wide receiver for the Los Angeles Chargers. But if you don't know who General Butt Naked is, he is a former general warlord in Africa that Vice News
Liberia
feature on in Liberia. He had child soldiers, and a big part of what they did was they would sacrifice children before they went to war and eat parts of their body to like give them power to go to war. But they also fought butt naked. According to him, he always said that
once I'm naked, I could disappear.
And because of this, they truly believed.
Once I'm naked, no bullet can affect me.
That's just a brief on General Butt Naked.
He's still alive to this day, so obviously the shit worked.
But also,
he's the reason I walk my dog naked out here on the streets of Oakland.
Also, part of his redemption story is that he renounced his militarism and now is the leader of a church primarily for former soldiers and trying to help them in their process of, leaving that traumatic and terrible past that a lot of them were engaged in with the wars.
Brandon, can you share a photo of General Butt Naked fighting with the gun in the
That sounds like some bullshit.
And real quick, I was going to say, this started an argument when we watched the documentary between Ed and Jarrett, Lauren, just to let you know. But Jarrett was like, man, it's a great redemption story. Right? Like he stands like where it is. And then Ed was just arguing. Ed was so mad. Ed and Jarrett got into a great argument and battle over this. It was funny. It was entertaining for me to listen. There he is right there.
Bucket naked.
Bucket naked.
Yeah, so I don't know. Are you guys signing that petition, though?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Send it to me. I'll sign it 3 times.
Ed, you signing it?
Nah, I'm not signing that shit, man.
I'm going to sign one as Ed, and I'm going to sign one as Ed Hill, his Gmail address.
Counter petition.
I'm going to sign one with his AOL account, too.
I don't even have one.
I'm going to use Pedro's Comcast.net account, too, to sign it.
What about you, Brandon? You signing that petition?
Man, he sounds like a war criminal to me. I don't know too much.
He went to trial. He went to trial already. He already went to trial. He admitted to everything he did. When they said, General Butt Naked, would you say you killed 10,000? How many people would you kill? Like 2,000, whatever? And he was like, nah, probably 10,000. He's on a redemption arc. Look, some people road to redemption is a lot farther than others. I think we think the road to redemption is supposed to be this short-ass millennial type road. I said that to make Brandon mad. Nah, some people road, you might have to walk on that hard-ass gravel your whole life and wear out your shoes. His redemption road is going to take the rest of his life. But he's on the road to it.
Well, look, he took lives and now he's saving them. So he's introducing them to white Jesus, saving souls all through Africa.
You see that verse in the background, Brandon? He got Isaiah 50, 54, whatever. I thought Isaiah only went up to 52. He got him some new verses on Isaiah up there.
Aaron only know Bible verses that Samuel L. Jackson quoted. Like that.
See, you gotta be honest now. Pedro know I lived in that church. Pedro know I lived in that church and had my Bible right next to my bed.
Praise white Jesus.
I asked God to forgive me a long time ago because I knew my mouth was gonna get me in trouble.
All right, so look, here's the problem. The problem is, how can you have one person lead and take children to go murder people, and then on the other hand, you are probably accepting those people into church? You're controlling and manipulating someone's lives. Like, that is the most bizarre. And then you're probably trying to take ties too.
Man,
he's asking for the collection plate to go around, man.
Man, look at that former child soldier right there. You think he got money to pay ties?
They ain't got no money.
Fund, man.
They ain't no ties. Your ties might be 35 cents every month.
Ed, it's posted. He told him, you know what I'm saying, before he recruited him, he told him what he was about, and he let him know.
If you black of skin and full of sin, come forward.
You know what it is? You see his rules on the wall. No profanity. Must attend all services. Must have. Oh, that's a nice picture, Brandon. Must do all those things. You know what it is, Ed? I think you jealous. I think you jealous because he could keep a suit that white in the dusty ass Africa, and your ass struggled to keep those white shoes you had with the wings on them, all looking at bleach white. I think you're jealous, Ed. The white suit jealousy goes on.
He don't need a toothbrush and polish either, Ed, for that suit.
Somehow.
You know what keeps him?
I'm a fly on the wall, man.
Come on, Ed. Come on.
What keeps him clean is I'm saying that what keeps him clean, keeps him pure like that is the Holy Spirit and praying in tongues.
That and probably all the kids' heart he ate back in the day.
All right. I think if you sign the petition for General Butt Naked, you need to sign the petition for Kanye, Mace, and everybody else who was basically an asshole and decided, you know what, I'm going to go to church. I'm going to go to church for 2 weeks and get ordained.
Well, see, that's why people look for God for all the sins that they've done, and especially if you get away with it. You do drugs or whatever it is. You're out in the streets. Everybody looks for some redemption, and it's the easiest way to sell your sins is to the Lord.
Well, he said God found him.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem. I think that, like, if you want to go and do something to try and like correct past mistakes or to amend for those mistakes, I think that's obviously you're right. But I think when you go to those levels, that's like a different level of like forgiveness, I feel like it is irresponsible for you to go and try and preach this message. Because like, what type of system or whatever did you go through to actually account for your behavior?
Lauren, would you sign the petition to see a biopic with Delroy Lindo as a prominent role?
Nope.
Is it because of Delroy Lindo, though? I think it's because of Delroy Lindo, right?
No. I don't want to see that shit.
Come on now, you don't want to see a beautiful black man butt naked fighting wars?
Imagine, what if I signed a petition and let it be Michael B. Jordan out there naked fighting
I'm
wars?
good on that too. I don't want to see no shit with nobody fucking with no kids like that. No.
All right, what if it's played by Lexington Steele?
Oh shit. Well, I think what it was getting at is like, him being, does he deserve that redemption or that forgiveness? And I think that the forgiveness isn't something that can be necessarily immediate. It just takes time. So, as things evolve, maybe he will earn some form of forgiveness of some sort, but it still doesn't take away from what he did.
So like my problem with all the people like that, they live in this world where they're in charge and they're doing all these bad things, but then they convert and then all of a sudden they're the pastor of the church wherever they started or whatever. And it's never like they work under somebody who's been doing it for a long time. It's like, no, I'm gonna start my own church, and like everybody just needs to follow me. Like I feel like that's
under God. He working under God. He ain't running thing. He working under God.
And that's the problem. we need an intermediary. He needs to like an internship, like an apprenticeship before he just starts talking about God all by himself.
Man, we don't know. He might have been a deacon for years, Brandon.
So I'm taking it as most people don't want to see the biopic, so you're not signing the petition. All right, well, let's move on to some news. In news this week, a man in the UK has a new penis grafted onto his arm. He lost his penis to an infection about 6 years ago. And the University College Hospital in London told him that they could rebuild him a new penis to replace the one he had lost. However, because of scheduling conflicts and other things that pushed back the operation, he has been walking around with the newly grafted penis on his arm for the past 4 years.
It's a prosthetic penis?
No, it's real. It's real. It's so real that you can't get a photo of it because they got to blur out the penis. You can see his arm and just a blurred penis hanging on his arm.
Have you heard about that, Mom?
What? I don't know what.
Somebody with a prosthetic penis, basically.
Yeah.
She's a nurse.
Penis.
She might have.
I've seen it all. Trust me, I've seen those vaginas and fake penises.
Wait.
Really, Mom? Mom.
Ask your mom, is there a way I can get a penis? Is there a way I can get one like just in a tube or something?
Wow.
I mean, not a penis, a vagina.
That's like the last thing Aaron needs to hear.
Yeah.
She wants to know why you even want to have one.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Yeah. He has to cover over.
Lord.
What the hell is going on out here?
Oh, shit. It's on his arm.
Black barbers in Mississippi are receiving mental health training, formal mental health training and classes to bring back to their respective barbershops. And in particular, Mississippi is one of the worst when it comes to income and mental health among Black people. So what do you guys think about that?
I'm glad that they're finally doing something to try to bring the Black community there to some type of therapy. Next thing we need to work on is also having barbers being trained in education, because they also believe there's still slaves in Mississippi. When I was down there, this man, and I probably told this on the podcast before, this man came up to me like he walked out of it. He was well dressed, but he came up to me at a truck stop, or we was getting gas, and walked up to me and my old lady and was like, "Hey, brother, hey, don't do what the white folks say. Please vote for Barack Obama. So obviously the people around there or wherever he came from are still going to vote for either John McCain or any other white.
Was that the first election or the second?
That was the first election.
Okay. You know what? It's the slave mentality that's still in some of those parts of the South. It's not that they've been enslaved, but they ain't never left that mentality.
Ooh,
I do like that idea because barbershops is a place where you go. I don't know. I haven't gone to a barbershop in over 20 years. Barbershop is a place where a lot of men do, talk about more things and get things. It's a lot of shooting the shit too, and a lot of sports and bullshit talk. But it is a good place that where black men can open up. I don't know, Ed and Brandon, you guys been to barbershops more than I have.
I think it's good to anybody who can get trained in that sort of thing, but at the same time, you got to make sure as they say, the therapist and the practitioner has to be in a good space too. So,
they usually go to therapy themselves.
Right.
So I think that should be part of the deal. Like they gotta have a therapist, and then they, and I don't think they should be turning into the therapist's couch. But I don't know, Ed. What Ed gotta say? He go to barber.
When I leave the barbershop, I definitely want to feel better than I did before I came in. And like when I was growing up, there was like a barbershop kind of around the corner from me on like Sacramento that I used to go to a lot. Miss Johnson's actually, and like. I went there for so long that the barber like started remembering some of the conversations that we had, and like I kind of grew up in a sense going to that barbershop, and so it felt good to go in there and be like, "What's up? Like, how you doing? Like, oh, let me get those glasses. You don't even wear those other frames anymore." Like, and so in that sense, I think that that's what I miss the most about barbershops. And I think it's really hard to try and like replicate that now at this point in my life, because I don't have that same sort of time. And I definitely have not had those same sorts of connections with any barber that I go into. But I definitely remember going to the barber college when I was younger, when I used to be over there by Kaiser. And we would be in there for hours. My mom would like drop us off and leave me and my little brother sitting there.
And it was like, but you gained so much by being there, right?
Yeah, that's where a lot of game came from. Even game that I did not use in my life, it didn't pertain to me. I just learned a lot by sitting there, and that's when the common thing that you would hear as like a young person is like, it's better for you to be seen than heard. So I would sit there like a fly on the wall and not say nothing until somebody asked me directly a question.
I missed that going to my barbershop. Like I went to my barbershop forever, but I just learned so much even by the people he brought into the shop and their life experiences, right? And so I don't know. I think it would be good if some of them did have a little bit of training on how to listen and talk. And
what would make it effective is if they had, I don't know, it's extra stuff. But if that was like a part of barber college, like
yes, because
then it becomes it becomes systemic, right? It's a part of like the system in which like this is a tool we want to give you, so that as you're sitting in those spaces and people are coming to you and trying to unload their stuff, literally cutting the burdens off of them, like let's give you some tools to help them feel even better and more empowered, so that when they leave, maybe they can give something to someone else. Like that would be amazing. If that's the intent, then like we need more of that.
I think it's important to, create access towards mental health resources and putting it into Black institutions or cultural, institutions that Black people have. A barbershop would definitely fall under that. It's an important, and it can be a very impactful tool if it becomes more common practice, which I think would be dope to see that kind of stuff happening more throughout the country, and for a lot more of our brothers and sisters who with the stigma based around mental health for Black people in particular. It's something that I think it's a new hill that we're climbing, and it's kind of foreign territory that we are hopefully awakening to and realizing the important stuff. But Lauren, you got the good hair. So do you go to a salon to get your hair did, or have you in the past? And
yeah, I have in the past.
Would you say that there is also that same exchange as in the barbershop or similar?
Absolutely. But like my brothers ended up starting to cut their own hair at some point. Like they used to go to Miss Johnson's too, but yeah.
Yeah. I learned when I moved up here how different barbershop culture. So I can imagine it being in Mississippi different too. Because I learned when I moved up here, I was like, wow, okay, barbershop culture is a little different here. You know, home dude just brought up a porn magazine right behind my head. and I don't object to porn magazines. I object to why you cutting my hair looking at a porn magazine.
So wait a minute. So who cuts your hair now?
You know what? I shaved it off. I just been letting it grow, but I haven't gone to barbershop a year. I've been cutting my own.
Oh,
but,
Lauren, you got to ask him about what process did he go through to get his hair done prior to this? Ask him and Jared.
Oh yeah, I did used to
me.
get my hair cut. I'm wrong. So I got my hair cut by this Haitian woman that owns a shop in San Francisco called Medu Salon. It was one of the greatest cuts ever. She specialized in curly hair. So she would cut my hair, my ex-girlfriend had curly hair, and then I told her about Jared, so I took Jared in there one day, right? She was in love with Jared hair, taught him how to do his hair. Too bad he just got too cheap and stopped going.
Yeah, see, Jared,
I ain't trying to spend $200+ to get my hair did.
How are you getting your hair done?
Because it's a lot of hair to cut, wash, and do everything, you know. And it was not $200. It was $90 for the cut.
No,
I look at myself. It was $200, and I look at myself in the mirror every day. I look at myself.
How much product you buy after you
I had more hair than you, so it took longer. And then the product I had to buy was more than you, so it ended up being over $200.
So what was the product? Please tell me. What was
I had to look myself in the mirror. Diva Curl, yeah. It's pretty good.
They sell at Walmart?
Probably.
They was upcharging.
Nah, that shit was expensive, man. Now you can't get it at CVS. Back then only like 5 shops in the Bay Area sold it. But it was funny because after you get that cut, you would run into people who would be like, oh, that's a Diva Curl cut, isn't it? Like, you had to go to special salons to get it. People who knew how to cut curly hair. And she was, like I said, this Haitian woman. She knew how to cut hair. She would hook me up with wine while I'm sitting there. Yeah, Jared here fucked up my whole program because I was sitting there hungry as fuck waiting for him to finish. I had to run to the liquor store.
All I know is that after getting that haircut and spent $200, I had to look myself in the mirror and tell myself,
he a man.
Yeah, I'm a man. I don't need to go to no goddamn salon.
I felt like a man in that. It was a salon, Lauren. Okay, let's be honest. It was a salon, okay? It was full of beautiful women.
I know why Aaron went there.
Massage your head. Jared had the finest half black, half caramel color girl massaging his head during his hair wash. She washed his hair for about 20 minutes and he gave him a scalp massage. And
See, Pedro, I knew this wasn't only about some hair treatment, man. Aaron was acting like this is part of his religion. Like, I gotta go. No, hold on. Yeah. I'm not going to work. I'm not going to none of my meetings. I gotta go to my hair appointment today. Like, I got to go. And I was like, look, man, for what? And how much you spending? Oh,
I would go on work days. I totally forgot about that. I would go on work days.
I remember him telling me, I'm like, yeah, man, he had a whole story. That was part of the chapter in his book is about going to that hair salon. I totally forgot about it.
Me and her really connected, right? Like, she would tell people that worked for her for years would get pissed. The salon is nice. It's like super trendy and all that. People would get mad for years to be like, nah, she is married and all that. They would tell her, they would be like, I can't believe she told you her mom's chicken recipe. Like, we've asked her for years during parties.
Yeah, you don't get the chicken recipe without a little something extra sweet.
Chicken. You know, we just connected like that. Like I said, she wanted my girlfriend to come in there. There it is.
Thank you,
there
Brandon.
It is. Go to our style. Our stylist first. Go to our stylist.
Your girlfriend also wanted your girlfriend to leave a little early.
So we're looking at the Medusa line.
There she is, right there, Marie. I gotta grow my hair back. She got some new talent in there.
Listen,
the one on the
like she cut hair with a machete.
Hey, and it'd be accurate as fuck too. You know those Haitian women.
So I want to play a game today. Today we're going to play a game of nigga, Negro, or Necromancer. All right. Wow. So if you don't know what this game is, it's a game that I came up with on a bike ride a few months back. And it struck me as a great way to have some fun and judge people. So in this game, there are 3 options. I'm going to give you a person. Okay. And that person, you have to tell me whether they are a nigga, a Negro, or a Necromancer. I have the answers here. So what I will do is I will say the person's name. Each of you will get to cast your vote, and then I will reveal the answer. If you don't know what a nigga is, you probably have not listened to our show or know many black people. If you don't know what a Negro is, think post-slavery, civil rights movement Negro. There's various mentalities of the Negro back in the day, so it is a little bit fluid. And when you think Necromancer, think sorcerer of the dark arts. Anyways, let's get ready to start a round of nigga.
But you didn't say nigglets.
Nigglets, well, that's a form of niggas. So if you think, like, if I name, like, you know what I'm saying?
But what about in the earlier stage?
Yeah, if I name, like, a little kid, you can call him a niglet. That's the answer. You know, it's like that.
Brandon, you played this game. Was that me, you, and Kamal?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
That was our St. Patty's Day episode.
All right. So let's get ready to start our game of nigga, Negro, or Necromancer. The first person, Meghan Markle. Is she a nigga, Negro, or Necromancer? Aaron, Meghan Markle.
I know what I consider her, and because of how she gets treated that way, I know what you consider. I'm going to go with my answer this time, even though I know it's going to be wrong. I consider her a Negro. She's a Negro.
So wait, who determines the answer?
Oh, Jarrett got the answer, so we're all going to give her. I say Negro. Negro,
all right.
Jarrett.
All right. Pedro, Meghan Markle.
That's a beautiful Negro.
Okay. Brandon, Meghan Markle, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Yeah, man, that's like, she's basically if Angela Davis married into the royal family, so she's a Negro.
That pissed Jared off saying that now.
Who is it? Oh, Lauren.
Negro.
Oh, Negro, okay. All right, and Ed, Meghan Markle, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Hey, this is a point thing. We went for points.
You get points.
I'm going with A.
Nigga?
Yep.
That's why I was changing my answer too. I want to change my answer, Jared, to
No,
I told him before everybody went. I want to change my answer to
Jared over here to Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey be fucking up. You're right. Steve Harvey be fucking. I never see someone fuck up a show as much as he did. I'm gonna go to nigga because that's the way she got treated when she after she moved to England. The nigga came out.
And the answer is Necromancer. 0 points for everybody.
Why she a necromancer? Explain that one to me.
Did you see the black ass wedding she had?
How's that make her a necromancer? Okay, keep going.
I need the definition of necromancer.
No, let's finish this shit before we get to definition. Okay. I'll give you a quick definition that he gave before on the game show.
That don't sound right.
Normally is someone who like practices in dark arts, right? Because it has to do with like raising the dead.
She was practicing some dark arts at that wedding.
So she was bringing the dead Negroes back.
Apparently.
She had Herman Cain doing the nuptials.
Well, they probably did Herman Cain do the Cupid slide. Because then, you know,
all I kept hearing was how traditionally black her wedding was.
Because she black, Jared. What do you think? She's
a beautiful white woman. All right.
She black. Damn, Jared. Ed, you're right. We're going to have to unpack this shit later, Ed. That's going to be a special episode. I'm going to send out the code for that one.
I felt like we were all in agreement on that one.
We chose the two different answers and you went the whole way.
Terry Crews, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Hey, C right now.
No comment.
All right.
C right now. Witchcraft.
Straight nigga.
Necromancer.
Hold on. Aaron, Terry Crews.
A nigga. If I haven't seen one.
All right. Pedro, Terry Crews.
Yeah, that's a good old fashioned nigga.
All right. Brandon, Terry Crews, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
I say Necromancer.
Lauren?
I said no comment.
You got to choose one.
I have to choose one?
Yeah, just choose one. This is like a multiple choice.
Okay, he's a nigga. I guess.
Ed?
No, necromancer, whatever you said, that's him, man. He dances in the dark arts. All them pop locking and dark magic, man. Pop locking voodoo over there, man.
He's connected with the ancestors. Or not.
The answer is Terry Crews is revealing himself to be an ain't shit nigga.
Oh, come on, man.
You a nigga.
And that was my thing. Like, okay, no comment, but if I had to choose one.
All right. Next person. Logic. Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
How did he make the show?
Oh, man.
Come on, man. Logic, come on.
What is up with these people that you are picking?
He retired recently. He's the greatest white rapper alive. Aaron, Logic, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
I just want to get a point before the day's over, so I'm going to go, fuck. You won't call him a Negro for sure. So it's either nigga or Necromancer because of you. I feel like this one I should choose nigga, but I'm going to choose Necromancer. Necromancer, Jarrett.
Okay. All right. Pietro, Logic, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
I just thought about what Aaron said. I'm going to say Necromancer.
Brandon, Logic, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Well, I got to ask you a question first. How many Logic songs have you heard?
He plays one on the show every day, Jared. He plays one on the show.
Oh, no, I'm just about that one. How many have you heard, Jared? Have you?
The one he did for Rick and Morty.
Okay.
He did a song for Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Was it Molly?
I think he's a Negro. I think, but you know,
a Negro. Wow.
You going with the Negro? Okay.
We're going with the Sanders definition of Negro. So it really can go either way.
All right, Lauren, Logic, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Necromancer. He's a little strange to me. He reminds me of like a reptilian type dude or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he was going to be in Mario and the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, like he's weird.
All right, Ed, Logic, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
I'm gonna say with A because I've heard you call him that before.
What? A nigga?
Yeah.
Okay. The answer is he is a Negro. He's a good old wholesome Negro. A Tom and Jerry ass Negro.
This ain't making sense, man.
You sound like
he can't be no nigga because he ain't never said the N-word in his rap music because he's the greatest white rapper alive. So, Negro.
You never gave him
But
credit.
how did you come up with Negro?
Yeah, you never get, because Negro, you were talking about people like good old fashioned wholesome Negros, people like James Baldwin. I'm not your Negro. People like my pops who on his.
No, James Baldwin was a
Negro, right?
Yeah.
So that's what when you originally came with this game, that was a term for Negro. I don't know how we fit Logic in there with James Baldwin, John Henrik Clark, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Like, you worse than the motherfucker in goddamn Boondocks when he had the picture of Tupac, Biggie, and him on it.
Man, or that time Rayon said Trinidad James was better than Tupac.
That's what they sounded like. How did you give Logic a Negro? I'm just confused.
He was close to being a necromancer because he was hearkening back to the good old-fashioned Negro. But I realize he's just simply a good old-fashioned Negro because he is a black man, and I'm not going to tear him down.
I was thinking my thoughts with you is he's taking the culture, so I was thinking, he's going back to Necromancer.
It was close. It was really close to Necromancer. Really far away from being a nigga, though.
You say you don't want to tear him down for being black, but you'll tell down Meghan Markle?
Meghan Markle, man, she's a beautiful white woman. I would love to. No, all right. We got two more, and we might have a bonus one if there's a tie, so be ready. All right. Lou Williams. Salt and Pepper Lou. Lemon Pepper Lou.
Get a point on this one.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Lemon Pepper Lou. Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer? We're going to go backwards. Ed.
This one's pretty easy. I'm going to go with nigga.
Lauren.
Nigga.
Pedro.
Lemon Pepper Lou with that barbecue special. Nigga.
Brandon.
I'm going to say Necromancer based on where he was.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
That boy be thinking down there.
All right. And Aaron.
Only niggas has ever took and walked foot in Magic City. Whether you working, you there to visit, you there to eat. Only a nigga would go to a strip club to eat, right?
Exactly.
If they don't make sanitizer, glitter, body spray, right? Who during COVID would go nigga? They don't, like I said, there's no sanitizer, glitter, body spray made. Nigga.
Yes, there is. I carry
Trying to
it.
find this story.
There's sanitizer.
Oh yeah, I seen it.
I need you to
too.
send me some of it
Yes.
so I can start mass producing it for them niggas down there in Magic City.
The answer is Lemon Pepper Lou is a nigga.
Oh,
Good job.
Got a point.
Good job, Brandon. I like the way you were thinking, but not niggas. Niggas go to
He was doing no good.
Yeah.
Especially to get chicken wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our final person is Kanye West. Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Oh gosh.
Ed, Kanye West. Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Oh man, well you can't separate the man from the stuff, man. And that's, oh man, I think I'm gonna go with, what is it, Matt, how you say that?
Necromancer.
Necromancer, yeah. He got his stuff, man. It's the whole person.
Lauren, Kanye West. Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
I'm gonna say he started off as a Negro, and then he was a nigga, and now he's a necromancer.
That's the greatest answer.
That's the greatest answer.
So excellent. My
Bonus
God.
points for that answer.
Dude, just go ahead and give her the game.
I'm telling you, I'm fighting with
The perfect answer.
Wow.
All right, Brandon, Kanye West.
I'm gonna say he's a Negro, good old fashioned Negro. Mostly because he hasn't said anything that I haven't heard on 23rd and West Gray.
That's true. Brandon, that's so true. And people don't understand what a difference one chain link fence made.
Stupid. Pietro, Kanye West. Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
I think he done went and found his forefathers in spirit, in dreams. So it has to be Necromancer.
Okay.
Harriet Tubman told him.
And Aaron, Kanye West. Nigga, Negro, or
I was
Necromancer?
going to go with the simple Necromancer. You know, we have some great answers. I second almost every answer up here.
The answer is, drum roll. He is a Necromancer. So, after 5 rounds of playing Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer, we have a 3-way tie. Unfortunately, Ed, Brandon, you were 1 answer away from being part of this tie. I'm sorry, you have been disqualified from the final round, but that allows us a 3-way tie between Pedro, Aaron, and Lauren for our final bonus one to see who is the winner. And it can end in a tie. We'll end in a tie, but we'll keep records of this for the next round because I'm thinking about doing a tournament of champions. Shout out to RCO2 on IG for sending me the idea to do a tournament of champions for Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer. So that will be coming. Aside from that, Wilford Brimley, R.I.P. Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
I'll be honest, this is the first. You're talking about the white dude, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the first white dude ever making it in this subject.
Nah, remember we did Irish people.
Not according to Jared, because Logic is white, apparently, sometimes.
And Meghan Markle, so I guess I'm wrong.
Right now, I'm going to go back to the top, and we'll start with Aaron. Aaron, Wilford Brimley, Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Necromancer. He was in the movie Cocoon, man. He living forever, and I thought he did live forever. I really believe he's like 120. I think he ain't gonna never die. And they were just like, hey, man, let's just have this press release. So people stop wondering what the fuck he at. So we gonna throw some stones in the coffin and bury that shit. So Necromancer.
Yeah. Okay. Pietro, Wilford Brimley, Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Okay, he has done so much for the Black community, making sure we test our blood sugar and test it often. He is a true American Negro.
Like that.
Okay. And Lauren, Wilford Brimley, Nigga, Negro, or Necromancer?
Necromancer.
I want to change mine to Negro. I like Pedro's explanation. It's
He convinced me.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. And see, I don't know if you got your screen on it. This motherfucking Pedro got diabetes, and he over there drinking a soda right now. I was noticing that he in that closet drinking a fucking soda, and he got diabetes.
Hey, Pedro know how to play the game, man. I'm not worried about him.
As long as he ain't drinking one of them Sobe drinks.
His answer was off of diabetes. His answer was off of diabetes, and he over there drinking a damn soda in the closet with all that clothing. That clothing looked like it could give you diabetes for sitting too close to it.
I am a strong advocate of testing my blood sugar. I didn't say how high it was going to be.
No, he just tested. I just tested. I don't do shit about it. I tested by eating a biscuit.
I don't know where my A1C is. He just told me to test it. Tell me nothing about eating. He just told me how to use the machine.
Just because I still put sugar on these Frosted Flakes.
Well, the answer to Wilford Brimley, nigga, Negro, or Necromancer is... Wilford Brimley is a Negro. He is a good old-fashioned, oatmeal-eating, diabetes-checking Negro.
Can you take points off of Pedro for hiding? Why does he have a 6-pack of Pepsi in his fucking closet? In his wife's closet.
Well, that concludes our game of nigga, Negro, or Necromancer. Thank you for participating.
Pedro gotta win.
And Pedro, you are our winner, so you will be advancing to the next round of the Tournament of Champions. All right. Well, y'all ready to get into some sports news? Sports podcast. So,
sure.
They were playing basketball.
I think we talk sports now.
I thought we were talking pinball.
No. So we had a conversation yesterday. We guest hosted on Self Shoots from the Hip podcast. Shout out to Joshua Self for having us on as guests. And we discussed with him Kyrie Irving donating $1.5 million of his own money to help support WNBA players who are opting out for the season. In that conversation, we started discussing Kyrie Irving and the WNBA. And I thought we had some good conversation. And I want to just reflect a little bit on that and touch on that for a few minutes. The WNBA is championing the Black Lives Matter and activist movement for pro sports in a lot of ways. They walked out on the national anthem last week at the start of games. They've been very outspoken. Maya Moore is the main one we've discussed. My question is, what is a realistic goal? Because we discussed it yesterday, and Aaron brought up some really good points, not to try and be chauvinist. A lot of people, in this new age, they want you to say all the right things. But there's also some realities of business, which is something that I think that we also, look past when we're talking about the ideals of our society. But my question is, what is a realistic goal for women's pro sports? Like, where are we at in the journey of developing a strong, robust, and equitable or profitable pro women's sports product? Is the pay scale something that we should be focused on, or is there something else that we should be focused on currently?
I think, you can't really work on the pay scale until you work on the other business aspects of it, right? So you got to start having more fans before you can start talking about how the players get compensated better. So number one, you got to grow your revenue. You can't, and once the WNBA is able to sustain itself independently, that's when we can really start talking about it as something more than just a side project for the NBA. That's generally my opinion on it. I feel like, I think they get the amount of exposure that they deserve, probably more so than other sports that probably make more money. And it's just because basketball is such a huge sport, and we wanted to see it succeed, and we wanted to see it succeed more than just the WNBA tournament sometimes, or when UConn goes on some crazy run. We want to see women's soccer do better than just the World Cup years. We want to see sustain. I feel like people have an interest in it, but not a sustained interest. And that's what they got to work on.
I was going to say that too. I feel like it also depends on the sport, but I don't feel like a lot of people are interested in women playing football.
So what's the bottom for the WNBA? I mean, what's the minimum salary?
It's risen. It's risen. Brandon, you might have to look that up. It's risen.
Yeah,
it's nowhere near it. I think the first thing, you have to stop comparing it to the NBA, right? Stop comparing it to the NBA salaries, because it's like Brandon said, your revenue, right? The NBA supports the WNBA. So, okay, the minimum salary is $57,000.
Jesus.
But what, does that seem low? They only play 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for 3 months.
Can we look up the television contracts and see what they're getting paid there?
It's in the red. The WNBA doesn't make money. It's in the red.
Okay, and we can't use the NBA's money, or
they have been using the NBA money. That's who pays the salary.
I just feel like it's a way to give them a little more money.
Yeah, well, they did. They raised it.
The problem is, like, the women play into the summertime and the men don't. They need to change that to where all of them are kind of like intermixing or intermingling, so you have some more exposure. Because the women are, to me, they are playing and shooting better than. Now, we used to see the scores, man. They couldn't get out the first half with a total of 30 points at sometimes, and that's not even a joke.
Yeah, the scoring was down.
Their scoring was so bad. I mean, like, you would watch NCAA women and they would score. They would score. And you'd be like, what the hell happened here? They're not taking it serious. So you see the woman wasn't really taking it serious because they made more money overseas. But just need more exposure. If we don't have the exposure for the ladies' game, we're starting to see, maybe we need to mix like they're doing now in the AAU. They're starting to mix. You're starting to see a lot of females play with the men. Be successful.
There's the revenue numbers right there.
They've been schooling on them a lot of.
That's a big difference.
So let me ask you this then, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not comparing to the NBA,
yeah,
do you feel like women basketball deserve more, period? Like,
I like women's basketball. Worked with it for years. Worked in it. Got nieces to play it. I was a head manager of the Cal women's basketball team. Second guy to ever letter in a women's sport at Cal. Got my letter in the bedroom. I'll bring it out later another day. But no, I like it. But the reason why I say don't compare it's because it's like comparing this, because even though they are being supported by the NBA, like Brandon said, that side project, it is this thing where I feel like it's like apples and oranges, right? It's like comparing two different job markets, right? It's like,
but do you feel like they deserve more than what they're getting?
Yes, I think they do deserve more. I think they deserve more than what they are getting.
$57,000.
I think they need to raise the revenue, though. Like the NBA, when it started, it never had someone to help them out, right? They had to, and I think the WNBA needs to realize that look, we're in the beginning of our league. We're in the first 20 years of our league. When the NBA was in the first 20 years, most of those guys had side jobs, right? They didn't make any money. Hell, my favorite quote is, what's the dude with the shag? They used to host a street ball in New York, and the clips rapped about him. P.B. Kirkland. P.B. Kirkland got drafted by the Bulls, quit the NBA because he said he made more money slanging than he did playing in the NBA, slanging drugs. And it's true. So I think the WNBA, people need to realize, look, we're in the beginning of our league. This is the time where we're not going to make money, right? You're working for the salaries that come later, basically. And it sucks. They didn't make money. Just like the NFL, you're growing as a business. And there's nothing against women's basketball. I want it to do well. I like women's sports. You know,
they need to move the whole season. Like you said this, Aaron. They need to move the season back to December. You said
I said, yeah, they play during summer but I think they also do that because they hope that it would get more of an audience, right?
They don't want to compete with the NBA schedule.
You don't want to compete with the NBA. You don't want to compete with the football, right? So you wait till like baseball's at its like most boring part, the dog days of summer, and you compete.
I was really disappointed when I seen the NBA as they introduced themselves. I was excited. I was like, oh, Rebecca Lobo, she fine and she tall. I was just ready to go. I'm like, oh, she gonna dominate. I was looking at Lisa Leslie. I'm like, oh, she nice. I like to climb that tree, and she gonna give me about 30 a night. Then they come out there scoring 10 and 5 rebounds, and I'm like, oh, come on, man.
That either. I was really came out
disappointed.
In 96.
That was the only people came out, but them
Cheryl Swoops, and Penny
Cheryl Swoops. Yeah, Cheryl Swoops was the business. And I'm like,
Penny Toller
Michael Jordan.
Hey,
but nobody
shout out to Coop.
Yep, Cooper, Cynthia Cooper was wild. She wasn't young either, because she was on the same team with Reggie Miller's sister.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's what we missed out on Reggie Miller.
Whatever happened to her?
Cheryl Miller. Yeah, exactly. Cheryl Miller.
She tore up her knee her last year in college. She tore it up, and that was before
we missed out on.
Surgeries weren't the same back then. Like,
I heard she was super dope.
They didn't graft it back then. They removed the damage part, so you never returned back to full. When you tore a part of it, you just never. They didn't know how to graft.
Damn. I think there's something to be said about the fact that in the first 20 years of, NBA, or in the first, few decades of even like Major League Baseball and even in the NFL, a lot of these players were not making money. And I think that's something that is a reference point that is good to at least have when we're discussing. But I know we're in a fast-paced world where everything moves faster and faster, that immediate cessation that we want to receive. That immediate advancement that we want to see, we have to realize it does take time. So where do y'all think we are in that journey, in that process? You know what I'm saying? Like, as we are building the WNBA, or the NBA is building and is growing, do you think we're still like in the infantile stages of it, or are we somewhere like the teenage years, or are we getting close to that point where we think that we can actually see that turn a corner and start becoming a profitable entity in the next, maybe 5 to 10 years?
Well, what we got now is the internet. We got the Me Too movement. We got women empowerment. We have race relations. So that's going to bring more eyes to the sports. So hopefully this will be the change that they need.
Well, I think you know what? It's nothing wrong with the slow growth. I think the thing is, because we're so used to things happening so fast today, whether it's the rise of Uber, the rise of this tech company, the rise of Facebook, we see people become billionaires overnight, and we forget that that's not how everything always works, right? Like, think about those sports that were the fastest growing sport. NASCAR was considered the fastest growing sport of all time. From like a span of like 9 to 4 years, they became this billion-dollar industry, but then they came crashing down, right?
I kind of appreciate, like, what the men are doing. You see the stars come to the WNBA games. You see Kobe Bryant would show up to WNBA games. You got Steph Curry, you got LeBron James bringing his whole family out to games. I kind of like that support. And you're still going to need the support of the man, of course. But I just feel like maybe now we're in this area where we're stuck in our homes. Maybe we'll start paying more attention.
Yeah. Well, so Lauren, you have 2 daughters, teenage daughters. One plays basketball. They're both athletes.
Right.
Because I know you also take them to a lot of Cal women's basketball games too.
We have the season tickets. Yeah, she loves basketball. It means a lot to her. Like, does she think that she's going to possibly get a scholarship? No, she's not dependent on it. And I don't even think that's where she wants to go. I think that she just loves the sport, itself. No. She's literally doing it just for the love of the game. Nothing else. Like, that's why I'm saying she doesn't expect anything out of it. But again, like, I might be the one with the weird kid that likes baseball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't met a kid.
Y'all, I heard this crazy statistic recently that's pretty fascinating about women's sports. 91% of girls 13 and older, that's the dropout time. So around 13 or 14 years old, 91% of the girls who were like super competitive into the field hockey sports, basketball, volleyball, will completely stop. 91% of those girls will completely stop, and only 9% of those will pursue. And so it goes back to the question of how do we elevate the sport, how we keep elevating the competition, and it starts at a younger age.
I would agree with that. But like I said, again, I might just be the one with the weird kid, because my daughter tore a meniscus in basketball camp. Like, she tore it all the way through, had to have surgery. So her freshman year, she didn't play at all, and then she still wanted to play afterwards, even though, it was a little weary with her knee. She wasn't so comfortable, but she still wanted to play afterwards. So again, it just may be that she's the weird kid that,
Nah, it's societal. Like, it's societal. I think even coaches saying hustle up guys, or the way in which we see women's sports, the way it's being shown on TV.
I think the other thing, ultimately, like, looking at those numbers, I would hope for these that if my daughter Cecilia at one point decides that she wants to dedicate herself to becoming a basketball player and wants to dream of becoming a WNBA player and like living like a professional athlete, that like she won't have to have another side job, and I want her to be able to like pursue that and to be like, if I push for this hard enough and I make it, then I can live well and my family can live well. In the next couple generations, if I manage myself well, they can live well.
Yeah, but let's be real. Side jobs right now are still a lot different their side jobs are going to play basketball overseas, which is still kind of fucked up. Like, why do I need to go to Italy or go to Russia to make more money to play basketball, right?
Then that means you're not with your family. You're spending less time with your family. Or you can't have a family.
It's still fucked up, but it's still different from like the guy who went.
The guy who can walk away from his family, though, right? We're like talking two very different things, right? Like,
no, I agree. I'm saying they shouldn't have to, but you have to. But like I said, we're in the beginning of their sport. This is what happened in the beginning of your sport. You just
but you can say that, but we're also just talking about how women are treated in general.
I know. It's almost two different conversations right now. It's two different conversations. If we want to stick to like revenue and money wise, they're in the beginning of their sport. If we want to stick to the more societal aspect, yeah, they get treated horribly. They don't get treated horribly, but they're not getting. It's messed up that you do have to go overseas, right?
It's like Christian, Christian Walker being like, black people.
I'm glad I see whatever video you talking about.
Women. You live in the greatest country in the world to be a woman. Black people, you live in the greatest country in the world to be a black person.
Jared, are you gonna tell everybody about your side job? Jared got a side job too, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this.
It's inspiring Darius to think about me doing fallacious things to other men. That's what my job is to inspire Darius to think about that all day. That's the first, second, third, fourth, and last question he asked me last night on Call of Duty.
Not the blow jobs you do. I'm talking about the other jobs you do.
What other jobs?
Job, he films big white girls for OnlyFans. He got big Irish girls.
Listen, I just found out that this year, I just found out that he loved white women the way he do. I was like,
I need to figure this out myself. Since I've known Jared, I've only seen him with one white girl.
I started listening to podcast, and then
you found out on the podcast.
It was like last fall when he was talking about all the pumpkin spice.
Oh, it's a beautiful season.
See, Jared. See, the problem is, Lauren. I had my time of knowing Jared. I've only seen him with one white girl, right? With women of other races, but only one white
Aaron,
girl.
you got to count the other one. You got to count Megan Fox tattoo he got. The white girl he got tatted on.
Oh, I forgot about that. You talking about the Tom Cruise ex-wife?
Yeah, Egyptian Megan Fox. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Tom Cruise ex-wife.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman tattooed on his arm. So yeah, see, that's what I started discovering.
Are you serious?
You ain't never seen this tattoo?
You ain't never seen
it?
You
he probably keep covered at school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't want none of the white parents to get all mad at him for putting.
No. I don't want the white. I don't want the white fathers. The white fathers in all those beautiful white nuclear homes to think that I'm going after their spouse. But back to this. Let's round this conversation out. So I think the conversations that we're having about this is definitely valid, and I think that, like Ed said, we're having two different conversations, but they're still like conversations that are being held in the same room. And it's how do we reconcile those different points that they're at, and how do we mold them together to have a greater ideal where we aren't seeing color as often, or we still see color, but color isn't isn't prohibitive to your success, or gender isn't as prohibitive to your success. And in which way can we bring these things to some kind of more equitable expression in our society? Last thing I want to ask y'all is, what is one thing that you would like to see, done in the sporting world, or just in particular the WNBA and NBA in their relationship, that you think can, really have a long-lasting impact towards that, continued growth and that continued expansion, so that it is validated and is expressed in the ideal that we have.
Co-ed leagues. I want to see more chicks and dicks.
Come on.
Hold on. You just said they couldn't hang with the
sport.
Huh? What you say?
That's only depending on the sport.
Yeah, because there's some sports it's not going to work.
But no, men are just, so much
physically different. Yes.
Like you're not gonna see Tyson fighting Layla Ali. Like
no. I think that's my problem with some of these PC gentlemen on this podcast right now.
I don't know, man. If there was a handicap, there's some girls in UFC that could really beat. Like if you a nice 155 solid, you could probably beat you some dudes that's 112 for sure.
Listen,
I've seen it at the mall easily.
I know this for sure. But the problem is you're gonna come across somebody that's gonna really hurt you.
That's still 110.
Like, don't get me wrong. Listen, I can box. Right? I know for sure if Jared hit me in the right spot at the right time, he can KO me. Right.
That'll be the first punch Jared ever threw, so that'll be amazing.
I'm just saying.
You ain't seen me in my Tae Bo classes though, bro.
Come on.
Adarius, I gotta give you this one.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Man, you talk about chicks and dicks from that magazine that Eddie Murphy was peeping over that dude's shoulder.
Boomerang.
No, Golden Child.
That's chicks with dicks. I'm talking about chicks and dicks. I mean.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Technicality.
Boomerang or Golden Child? I thought it was Golden Child. He's like, man, chicks with dicks.
That was in Boomerang.
That was a Boomerang.
Because he was like, why you got that in your mental Rolodex?
I only watched the television edit. I didn't see that part. I don't remember that part.
But seriously though, I think there should be some more synergy with you're forced to have like a percentage of your coaching staff. I mean, the Big Three does a really good job of like filtering famous niggas, old retired wash niggas, and niggas who can still hoop.
And don't get Jared started.
I mean, whatever. I'm just saying, like, they've done a way to diversify that league so much that that's one of the parts that makes it exciting.
Well, it's still a bunch of old, washed-up niggas playing basketball. Ain't no women in there, nigga.
Please don't put women. They might be better than some of the washed-up.
I'm talking about diversifying their talent. Yes, you're right. Some of those women in their now basketball state would be better than some of them old washed niggas. And I would love to see Shamika Holslaw put her dick on somebody's forehead. That shit would be
Holslaw ain't got no dick, dude.
I'm just saying.
He's talking about the proverbial dick? Is that what he's talking about?
Okay, my bad.
Proverbial dick.
My bad.
Adarius.
You were talking about chicks with dicks, so I got confused.
Yeah, I got confused too. Adarius.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
I've been delivered.
Yeah.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
I gotta hit music.
Cutty Corner shoutouts. Cutty Corner shoutouts. Cutty Corner shoutouts is the segment we end the show with. It is our opportunity for each person to get the floor to vent or discuss something that is upsetting them, or it could be a positive shout out and shout something out that they see happening that's positive in the world. It was derived off some Bammer weed we received from one of Adarius' many friends in New York named Cutty some years ago. So, Cutty Corner shoutouts. Cutty Corner shoutouts.
It's time. Cutty Corner.
We're burning now. God, if you let it in, hell, so cold and bleeding now. I'm in for it, man. Gonna let you down. He had sex with my mama. We're broken people now. I just said I need a
Aaron, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Of course I do. You know I do, Jed. I always got something to complain about. My Cutty Corner shout out this week goes out to a man by the name of Richie Dawkins. And not the Richie Dawkins that you know, Jared. I see you smiling there, Ed, no, or other people that work with us, where we, had 3 of his kids. Not that Richie Dawkins, not the Richie Bay Area Richie Dawkins, who I really love. He always took an interest and stopped by and talked to us. Not the one from New York. Back in New York, we used to ball hooping. All we had was a big sweatshirt and a hoodie and some shorts on.
Some Timberlands in the snow.
Yeah, not that Richie Dawkins.
Oh, hold on, stop, Aaron. Hold on, Aaron. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
He's gonna give me a loogie shout out because I just spit. I thought he was gonna mute me. Every time I spit,
You a black boy.
Cut that shit out, nigga. Damn
I
it.
spit one time, nigga. Come on, Jared.
You a black boy.
You heard that.
Sorry, Aaron. Sorry to interrupt.
Pretty hilarious, though. So this Richard Dawkins is a tenured professor at the University of Oxford in England. He wrote a book called The Selfish Gene in 1976, and in that book, he came up with the term, the word and the thing we use memes come from. From there, he talked about like the world, and so that's where we get the idea of memes from. And so the shout out goes out to really a couple people, him and whoever discovered how to create a way of putting memes on phones. right? I'm not gonna lie. I laugh at memes. I think sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they're good. But guess what? Now we're running into a meme problem. I consider the people who created the meme the same way I consider the guy who created the pop-up ad, right? Like, he needs to be buried next to Hitler. One mass grave that we set on fire every 12 years just to make sure the ass don't come back. If Lauren is correct, I expect to be in hell sitting next to him too. Then me, him, Reverend Al Sharpton.
Is that true?
I expect us all to be in hell, right? Because this is the problem now. The memes take up space on my phone. I'm tired of it taking up space. I got a 256 gig phone. We all know what I need my space for. We all know. And it's not many people business what I need my space for. I got a lot of music on my phone and perhaps other shit too. I still got 100 gigs free. That's fine. I'm trying to stay 100 gigs free. I'm tired of having to delete the photos I got and other shit because people decided they want to send me memes. I'm asking them a real question, right? Like, hey man, are we still on for today? All of a sudden I get a meme of a monkey with the fucking blowout perm, right? No one's answering fucking questions no more. They sending memes. They're sending memes. And I'm asking legit straight up questions, right? Like, hey, we still going to a cafe at 2:30, right? And the next thing I know, I got a meme of The Office or some shit. Now I don't know. And I got to try to interpret the shit, right? And she asked my sister some shit. My pops just went in for a surgical procedure. He got put under and all that, trying to find out how he's doing, right? And all of a sudden, next thing I know, I got a meme of a fucking church choir and somebody dancing overly overjoyed. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, right? A yes or no is faster than you hitting the meme button. You can just hit Y and I'll be okay. Don't send me no goddamn memes. I'm fine. You want to put it on Twitter making fun of a situation. They're fun. Stop texting me goddamn memes. Answer questions, right? My sisters had a chat group. I'm looking. I'm like, hold on. How did I lose 30 gigs in over 2 nights? I know I downloaded some shit to my phone, but I don't understand this, right? I ain't download that much. I mean, a couple movies here and there. You know, OnlyFans. You know how it is. The OnlyFans shit is only 5 minutes long. Right? So I'm like, how these gigs gone? I'm going through deleting all the fucking memes. Just stupid shit. You know, just say, hey, I'm happy. You know, that's the reason they put the smiley face on. Stop texting me these goddamn memes and gifs that's taking up all my goddamn space. Words, people, words. You know what? And if you don't know my language, use the language you use. I take that. Start telling me shit in different languages. I don't care what the fuck. It could be Swahili, fucking shit I ain't never even heard of. Amazon tribe shit. Just text me that shit. I'm tired of memes. I'm tired of trying to figure out what the fuck you saying. All I wanted to know was, did you want to go out and get a fucking cup of coffee? You send me a meme of a clock, that makes sense. Nah. I'm asking the time. Next thing I know, I got a meme of some black leader, you know, doing the Dougie or some shit, right? I'm trying to ask some serious question about work, and someone send me a meme of some fucking baby eating a Popeye's chicken sandwich. The shit don't make sense. Stop. Just text me some fucking answers.
Brandon, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
You know, mine is possible. I just want everybody to research Black August. It's now the month of August. It started in the 1970s to really to celebrate people or Black activists, right? And it commemorate the death of what are you showing us?
I'm sorry, it's a meme of some fucking raccoons. I think it fit in with Jared. Sorry, Brandon, for interrupting.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, man, and just Black people have like a great history of resistance during the month of August, right? So Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad supposedly started in August, right? The March on Washington happened in August. Nat Turner's Rebellion started in August. The Watts Riot started in August. A lot of history around Black people resisting in August. And so, yeah, just take some time to really research some, Black activists and support some Black activist groups this month.
You also forgot the most important one, Brandon, that happened in August. Jada Pinkett hopped on top of August Alsina during August. That was a double August.
It didn't sound like it just happened in August. It happened.
No, it might have started, but she made sure she hopped on top in August. So she had August every month.
Yeah, man, Brandon, I feel you. I found out that Chris was pregnant in August with Ben, and I definitely resisted.
Ed, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
I do. I'm going to give a Cutty Corner shout out to John Lewis, civil rights pioneer, but more specifically Cutty Corner shout out to his story and the fact that he was able to live long enough to tell it and retell it and to share it. I want to give a graphic shout out to a graphic novelist. people have been able to turn these stories into what some people call comic books. But anyways, like there's a book, March, book 2 by Andrew Aiden and Nate Powell did a really good job of just capturing part of what John Lewis and some of the other civil rights activists went through and some of the sit-ins and the freedom rides. I feel like we are, as Black people, slowly losing that generation of leaders. And I'm really curious about like what that next group of folks is going to look like. And people say that, oh, they're already here, like Black Lives Matter. But we're talking about people who had not the Jesse Williams, but people who had real stake in what's happening and like who are really out there. So it's just my Cutty Corner shout out also goes out to them. Wherever you are, hopefully you're already out there, man. I hope that you feel encouraged and I know that we have your back.
Yeah, I feel that. Hey, John Lewis is kind of like, that first wave of WNBA players, except his career transcended longer and he was able to tell the story.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get to the point where those stories are going to be, expressed and really have meant something. Because I know a lot of people put in the time for us to indulge in certain privileges we have. So,
yeah. R.I.P. John Lewis, man, for real.
Adarius, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
I do, indeed. So my Cutty Corner shout out this week will be a little bit different, folks. And I'm glad Ed used his platform and his time on his Cutty Corner shout out to highlight some of the good in our world. For my Cutty Corner shout out, I'm going to first take us down a quick little run down memory lane and first give you guys more origin of how we got into the Cutty Corner shout out. All right, so I lived in New York, Brooklyn, 2008 to 2012-ish. During the time, I had no weed my first year. So I got there in October 2009, and there was no weed. It was bad all the way until about January 2010. I was a huge pothead, but in New York, it is very hard to find weed. And I started to find this shit called sour diesel, often very popular in other states because it is easy to grow. Found me some sour D's, and I was content. It got me through the winter, and I was just happy to have weed at the time. I stumbled upon a man named Cutty. One day while I was getting Ital Vital, that is a Jamaican food spot. Maybe it's just an island food spot, but it was amazing. While I was there, I met this guy named Cutty, and he asked me if I wanted to buy a sack of weed. And I said, wow, this is extremely easy. I will be able to buy weed from a guy who lives right here on my block. Yes, I do want your sack of weed. And that's how our relationship started. Now, Cutty had a lot of love for his people, man. He was extremely sweet guy who had a lot of dispositions. He had been arrested a bunch of times. He didn't really know English that well, but his love was extremely, it was grand and large. And just to give you a couple, one or two stories from the Cutty Corner soundbite bank. One time, I went to pick up a sack of weed, and I had a car in New York, and I drove my car 5 blocks to his house, just 5 blocks. When I could have easily walked, I decided to drive on my way home and swing by Cutty's to pick up some of the greatest that East New York had to offer. And so I pull up to Cutty's house, and I call him. He comes out, hops in the car. We usually do our transactions, and then he goes. This time he said, hey, man, I need to pick up something. I'm assuming it's the weed. We get in the car. He starts giving me directions. He says it's a couple blocks away, near your house. Cool. We drive. We start going 5 blocks. We're heading past my house. We keep going for another 35 minutes, and we're almost in Queens. We get there, and I'm like a little hesitant, trying to figure out what we're doing. We pull up to another apartment. He makes a call. Out comes a 6 or 7-year-old girl. It's his daughter. I was picking up his daughter. And then he gives me my sacks. I drop them back off 5 blocks away from near my house. Again, this guy just wanted to pick up his daughter in a timely fashion. Shout out to this dude. Another time, I got a lot of money from a bonus from Mark Jacobs when I was working. Shout out to Mark Jacobs. And I was feeling really good, and I wanted to buy a lot of weed. Now, Cutty used to sell weed in sacks, $10 sacks, little small sacks. He sold the weed in $10 sacks, and I would buy them that way every single time. One time I said, hey, Cutty, I want a whole ounce. I got this motherfucking bonus. A nigga feeling good. I want an ounce. He said, I got you. No problem. I said, cool. I'll pull up in about 30 minutes. He said, okay. He runs out, and he has weed spilled all over his shirt, all over his polo, all over his pants. There's just loose weed stuck to everything that he's wearing. He comes out with a paper bag, and it's pretty heavy, and I grab it. I give him some money. I said, how much? He said, well, it's 20, or 28. He said 28, that's 280. I was like, damn, all right, for sure, for some swag weed, I guess I'll pay you. Fuck it. I ended up paying him $280. I opened the fucking bag, and there was 28 dime sacks that he had just put together for a nigga, because that's how he did business. Instead of giving me the weed loose, he decided to bag every one of them in a rush and spill weed all over his body just to make sure he took care of his boy in a very even transaction. That's Cutty. That's our relationship, and that's how these shout-outs started.
My Cutty Corner shout-out goes out to MLB baseball. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all should have done a bubble. Y'all stupid to think that you could have all these teams in different areas traveling around the country, doing some laissez-faire pseudo quarantining when you got some of the filthiest motherfuckers to play sports. Yeah, there's only like 50 or 25 of them on the roster, and half of them are in the dugout and half of them are in the bullpen. Yeah, you know what? They're not sweating and grabbing on each other and running into each other. But you know what they are doing? They are a bunch of men sitting around thinking about God knows what, chewing things, spitting things, grabbing their junk, piss. They got time to go to the bathroom, drop a deuce, and piss in between they had bats or innings. It is casual time. They might as well put a headset on them, give them some Mountain Dew, and put them in front of a PlayStation, the amount of time these motherfuckers got. And you going to think that these motherfuckers is going to stay clean and know how to distance themselves socially? No! They ain't got nothing better to do but sit around and do some foul, nasty, think about some dirty-ass shit. That is baseball. I've heard some of the most foul stuff in my Little League dugout, and I was 7. MLB baseball. You don't know your own people. You don't even know your own employees. You don't know your own talent because you want to ignore it. No, you got some filthy, despicable, dirty-minded motherfuckers with too much time on their hands who get to get up and swing a bat every once in a while and then go stand in a big-ass field. They're going to do some stupid shit. They're going to come up with some stupid-ass ideas, and they're going to get each other sick. Fred Manfred, you ain't shit, ain't never been shit. You look like a goddamn gremlin, and you need to take your ass on and find somebody who can be some real leadership, because otherwise, black players can't save baseball under these circumstances. So, shout out to black players, Sankofa sponsorship, and MLB, get your shit together, because y'all ain't shit.
Sankofa sponsorship.
That is our show, my friends. That is our show. Are there any final words you guys like to say to our fans out there?
Hey, I do want to say something real quick to the podcasters today. I was on the show for the first 15 minutes, and I didn't have my camera on. I was on DJartt, and I honestly thought that this was going to be an intervention or a segment where we have Relitha on, because Lauren was talking. And so I thought they were bringing Relitha on to confront Aaron, and my heart was palpitating. To all our listeners who've been around hearing about the Relitha thing, just know that I thought it was going down. I thought it was juicy.
Wow. Lauren, you got any final words? Thank you for coming on our show and hanging with us. We appreciate you.
No, you know I enjoy this. It's always fun, especially listening to the mayhem.
It was a lot of that today. It was a lot of that, especially when these pickaninny niggas don't know who knows wings.
Okay.
All over wings.
Hey, ain't nobody ever asked me about wings. That's a whole other podcast.
Ooh.
Hey,
Okay.
DJartt, you know what this means?
What?
This means that you're a cuckold and a cluckhold.
Fucking asshole. Hey, I'll take both of those. I could be both those. Aaron, you got any final words you would like to say?
Thank you, Lauren, for coming on the show. Vote for me for the new Real World.
Come on.
Real World Open.
Well, that is our show, my friends. Thank you for listening to the show. Just want to give a quick shout out. We got some new downloads in Quebec and in British Columbia. Shout out sponsorship. want to give a shout out to all the people out there listening to our show, giving us a download here or there, or listening to us extensively. Keep coming back. Please send us out to 4 or 5 of your friends. Shout out to Ireland, is our second highest downloaded country, right behind the United States. And shout out to all the states that are fucking with us. Maine, we got Rhode Island, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Montana, Washington, Texas, Colorado, Mississippi. You got Mississippi, one, Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina. And shout out to our highest downloaded states, obviously California, but we got Connecticut, Arizona, Oregon, and Maryland. So shout out to all those states, all our listeners out there. Y'all stay healthy, stay blessed, and we will leave you with this.
All right, that's enough of this insubordination. If the machine breaks down, we break down. Hey, man, you know how Rambo 1, he was big with little puffy, and then Rambo 2, he got all shredded up? Yeah, that's kind of how you look right now. Oh. You know, not Rambo 1, but 2.
Really?
Yeah, when he was cut up.
Well, I'm not that. I mean, that's what I'm going for, but you know.
Come on, dude. You more shredded than a Julian salad, man.
I'm telling you, that's how my brother used to hold my daughter, was like a football. I'm like, dude, it's a kid.
Hey, every time I hold your baby, I'm doing the Heisman.
So what's worse, Ed? Not being able to hold your child and be scared to hold a baby, or the claim that your baby is from some South Pacific Islander?
I think both of them are kind of on the same plane.
They're on the same plane, but one of them's a true fear of inability to hold and fear.
Yeah, but that's unfounded though. You don't have evidence for that belief.
As soon as you want to bring her to brunch, I'll be there. I'll love her there 100%. But she got to support herself in a high chair.
See, Aaron gonna be.
So you'll talk to kids how they can support their way through college. You're like, oh man, you can't support yourself.
None of you guys better not have a kid with scoliosis. I might never come around.
Aaron,
come on, bro.
Aaron's going to hell. I'm convinced. You have reserved a spot in hell, definitely.
Well, my spot was reserved the minute I was born. When I was born into that family full of women.
Going with my daughter.
Oh my God.
He's going to hell too.
Oh God.
That's fine. I'll be there. It'll be me, Hitler, Bill Cosby, Darren Sharper, Mother Teresa.
R. Kelly.
I believe he get into heaven. I believe R. Kelly get into heaven. He sung his way into heaven.
I had an epiphany about R. Kelly. You know, I don't really blame R. Kelly. Actually, I do blame R. Kelly. I don't blame R. Kelly as much as I blame Mr. Biggs. Because if he had caught that case back in 99, a lot more of this shit wouldn't have happened, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but it was not contagious as he talked about in that goddamn song, because the Negro would not catch a case and get rid of Mr. Kelly.
Hey, Jarrett, that's like saying that P was digital. Get off that trip.
Nick Cannon?
Oh, here's a funny story. This is a funny story.
He's going to hell too with me. He'll be next to me in hell. That's when I know I'm in hell. And he's not going to hell because he deserves hell. Nick Cannon's going to hell to make sure my hell is really bad.
Wow.
Hey, it's gonna be me, him, and Drake.
And don't forget,
I'm in hell.
Michael B. Jordan be doing a theater play in the middle of hell every day.
Nick Cannon doing the music, Drake rapping in between, and I'm gonna be like, damn, I fucked up.
What if Michael B. Jordan was walking around, he followed you around hell, and he only recited lines from Creed movies?
Then you know what I do? I'll turn around and ask the devil, can you send me where the fuck you got Hitler? I'll chill with him.
So you don't like Michael B. Jordan, huh?
He's actually a nice guy. I like him as a person, unlike some
keep the same energy, Aaron. No, we don't.
Aaron was already on my list when he was talking about Stevie Wonder.
He gonna be in hell too for all that lying he doing.
You know.
And for trying to hold on to those 3 braids he still got.
Listen, you
need to go to hell for holding on to 3 braids.
You gonna keep talking about Stevie.
He got that Goro syndrome.
He gonna go to
the
hell.
opinions expressed by Aaron Grayson are not reflective of the high school.
I'm telling you this. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna change my life now so I can get St. Peter's job to make sure the right people don't get into them gates. I'm gonna hit up ZipRecruiter. I have them pay them. Hey man, give me St. Peter's job.